Ever wonder why some businesses thrive while others struggle to stay afloat? It often comes down to small business owners understanding one critical factor: revenue. Today, we're diving deep into this crucial topic with Pathway Business Advisor, Key Dawson, and Bob Lancaster, Director of Business Advisory Services, who know exactly what small business owners need to look out for when it comes to tracking and managing their revenue.
So, personal debt service coverage, what is it?
Well, personal debt service coverage is exactly the same concept as business debt service coverage. It is the ability of an individual to repay the debts, his or her debts. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's a measure of how much extra income you have coming from all the sources to pay off debt. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Generally speaking, it's not expressed as a ratio, it's expressed as a percent. It's the total debt service, total debt payments as a percent of your total income. So if you go to get a mortgage, there are standards that the mortgage payments cannot exceed X percent of your total
debt to income, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's debt to income as opposed to a ratio of income to debt.
Yeah. So on the personal side, what's the best way to implement that or monitor that?
Well,
a budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think budgeting. The problem with debt for an individual is a lot of individuals' debts are credit card debt. And a credit card debt is set up so that you can pay a minimum amount of money every month, which may or may never pay off the debt. Hmm. So if you really want to look at it from a correct approach, you would set a maturity for that credit card debt of, let's say, 5 years, and you'd pay that off over a period of time, 5 years. And then you'd have your mortgage, which is already got a maturity. You'd have your car loans, which has a maturity. You may have student loans, which have maturities. Yeah. But you'd add all that together, and you would budget around trying to pay all that off over some reasonable period of time.
So never have any open-ended debt.
I wouldn't never have any, because that's not debt. I mean,
you're just paying it.
That's just basically you're just borrowing from the future.
Exactly.
To pay today's bills.
So from the underwriting perspective, that's pretty much like a global cash flow, right?
Well, if it generally comes into play where the individual's income is required to support the debt of the business. And so it's small businesses that have partnerships or sole proprietorships or single member LLCs generally will be the lenders will require the guarantee of the owners of that business. Mm-hmm. And that's where the owner's expenses and income be combined with the business's expense and income to look at the global picture.
So why would it be important for a financial institution to be able to look at that? Is it just because if they can't repay that loan, they have some extra cushion to put into the business?
Well, particularly in small businesses, a lot of the owners work inside the business and they get all their income from the business. Mm-hmm. So their personal debts, in effect, get paid from the same source of revenue. Yeah. So that's why they do it. And conversely, the individual owner of the business has to make sure that if he's going to work inside the business and have no other source of income, he's going to make sure the business is profitable enough to support not only itself but the owner.
So we work with a lot of startups and early stage businesses. What would be your advice when setting up a business? Is to keep an outside income? Because the margins are tight when you're starting a business. To have reserves. What are some of your pieces of advice?
That's a double-edged sword, because when you're starting a business, you're going to need to spend most of your time, if not all your time, inside that business trying to get it going. On the other side of that sword is if you have to give up your job, which is paying your bills at home, in order to do that, then you have some tough decisions to make. Mm-hmm. Do I start that business or do I not start that business? But so it's really a matter of sitting down and looking realistically at whether or not you can be successful working inside that business, getting it going, making it successful, and at the same time not need the income from your job to pay your bills. So the most prudent way to do that is make sure you have enough capital to get that business going, as well as support yourself while it takes you to get it up to break even, the business to break even.
Or have another person in your house.
Or have another person in your house, or have another source of income.
Exactly.
But you have to have your eyes open. You realize that, hey, I still got to pay a mortgage. I still got to buy food for my family, et cetera, et cetera. And I can't just walk away from that paying job in order to try out this business.
Yeah. But it's something that's important for all business owners to think about when they're setting business.
I think people quickly learn that if you're going to start a business, you're going to have a 24/7 job for a while. Getting that business going.
If you're looking to dive deeper into managing your business finances, or are preparing your business to receive capital, we've got more resources waiting for you online. Just click the link in the description below to explore topics like revenue management and other crucial metrics that financial institutions consider when you're seeking capital to grow your business. Our team of business advisors offers free support to Tennessee entrepreneurs in various aspects of growing their small businesses and taking on new opportunities. As the largest non-depository community development financial institution in the state, we provide lending solutions and educational services to help grow and preserve small businesses. So join us online and plan your next steps with Pathway.